Shana Tova Umetukan Gamar Chatima Tova. A greeting and blessing of welcome for everybody who is here tonight to celebrate Yom Kippur with us, beginning with this Kol Nidre service. And as is our custom, we are going to usher in the holiday by increasing the light in this space. And I'd like to call up Betsy Kahn and Jill Goldwright for the honor of lighting our holiday candles.
Bring your...
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, tzivanu, lahadlik ner shel Yom HaKippurim.
Amen. In just a moment, we're going to begin our Kol Nidre service. Kol Nidre means all vows. This is, as we're entering into this time of ultimate humility and supplication, we convene a court, as it were, to help release us from those things that we just couldn't get done during the year, so we can focus on improving for the year to come. And in representation of a court, we have Torah scrolls as the judges for us. And in just a moment, we're going to bring in the Torah scrolls, and I'll ask you to rise, not yet, but the Torah scrolls are about to be brought in, and then we will recite the words of Kol Nidre, asking God to witness our behavior. And every year, there's a select group that's picked for the honor of bringing in the Torah scrolls for Kol Nidre. This year, the community is honoring the Rabbi Search Committee, richly deserved for their tireless work over the last year and the work that they've taken on for the year to come to find just the right rabbi for this place. So before we do that, I'd like to have the ark open, and I'm going to call up Jeff and Jennifer Dabosky to open the ark. When the ark is open, please rise. this court is being convened both here on earth and in heaven, and let them witness the service that we are about to undertake. Our Torah scrolls are being held by past presidents of this community, and I'll ask that while the Torahs are still out and the Ark is open, please remain standing. Kol Nidre begins on page 204 with the Yeshiva Shel Mala.
בישיבה של מעלה ובישיבה של מטה על דעת המקום ועל דעת הקהל אנו מתירים להתפלל עם העבריינים.
Kol Nidre begins on 205. 205.
Kol Nidre Vesarei V'charamei V'konamei V'chinuyei V'chinusei U'shavut Din Danana Udeish Devana Udacharimna Veda Sarna Al Nafshatana Miyom Kippurim Ze Ad Yom Kippurim Ava Aleinu Letova Kol Havon Icharat Naveon Kol Hon Yon Sharan Shvikin Shavitin Beteilinu Mevutalin Shvikin Shavitin Beteilinu Mevutalin La Sharirin Vela Kayamin Nidrana Lola Nidrei Vesarana La Esarei Ushvuatana Nidre Vesarei Vacharmei Vekonamei Vechinuyei Vekinusei Ushavuot Nin na 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 Udeishtevana Udacharimna Veda Sarna Al Nafshatana Miyom Kippurim Zeh Ad Yom Kippurim Kolom Icharat Navelon Kolon Yehon Sharan Shvikin Shevitin Vetelin Umevutalin Shvikin Shevitin Betelin Umevutalin La Sharirin Vela Kayamin Nidrana Lola Nidre Vesarana Laesarei Ushvuatana Lashevuot vikin shevitin betelin umevutalin la sharirin vela kayamin nidrana lo la nidrei vesarana la esarei ושבועתנה לשבוע. ונסלח לכל עדת בני ישראל ולגל הגר בתוכם כי לכולם בשגגה סלח נא לעוונם הזה כגודל חסדך וכאשר ננסת לעם הזה ממצרים ועדנה ושם נאמר ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כדבריך.
We continue at the bottom of 205 with שהחיינו.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Please remain standing as we put the Torah scrolls back in the ark. And then, if you will, for just a little bit longer for the Baruch as we begin our prayer service. Then there will be sitting.
We continue at the top of page 207.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך
As the Sifrei Torah are making their way to the other ark on this campus, you may all be seated. Okay.
ומעביר יום ומעביר לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני.
Our next blessing before the Shema is the Ahavat Olam. This blessing sings of God's great love for us. Right after that, we're going to say the Shema together. There's something that happens this time of year that doesn't happen any other time of the year. Right after the Shema, there is a line, Baruch Shem Kavod, etc. It's our custom to say that sort of in an undertone after the Shema, except on Yom Kippur. So you'll hear the Shema, and then you'll hear and say the line after that out loud.
Let's join together, top of 108. 208.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת אותנו לימדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו ושוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח מחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה נהגה יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל אוהב עמו ישראל. ואהבת
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך
ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. והיה משמות השתמצות השבת.
Continue at your own pace at the top of 209, and we'll get back together in just a minute. Down around the middle of 209, let's say this passage of the Shema together. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael, v'amarta lechem, v'asu lehem tzitzit, al kanfei vigdechem ledorotam, v'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf, patil techelet, והיה להם לציצית וריתם אותו וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריכם למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, אתם גירושים אלוהיהם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מאין, להיות לכם אלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת, ואמונה כל זו.
קיים עלינו כי אדוני אלוהינו זולתנו וחסרנו.
Continue on page 210, page 210.
ומלכותו ורצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל, הכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה לי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדרנו את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני
ברוך שמו
גאל ישראל
השכיבנו.
ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני. הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
As we turn to page 212, please rise as we prepare for the Amidah for Yom Kippur evening. Page 212.
כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם לטהר אתכם מכל חטאותיכם לפני אדוני. ביום הזה יכפר עליכם לטהר אתכם מכל חטאותיכם לפני אדוני יתקדש שם רבה ועלמא דברה חירות וימליך מלכות בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו יש רבה מבורך לעולמו בעלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרמה ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה לילה ולילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירה מעלמה ואמרו
On page 213 begins the private personal Amidah for Yom Kippur evening. This is a time of personal prayer. You can use the words from our tradition on the page, but whatever words you have to pray in your heart are totally appropriate this evening. And you may pray at your own pace, and when you're finished praying, you may be seated. Page 213.
הוא לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אמן עושה שלום שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל אמן אמן עושה שלום שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן ועל כל ישראל
Over the course of this holiday season, we've been blessed to have a number of congregants speak to us about their personal experiences of connecting to their Jewish values through their work in the world, but also, very importantly, their work here at this temple. We have some speakers tonight. First, I'd like to call up Gail Gendler and Kenny Rotter to the bema, please. We're going to hear first about Gail's experience with the Israel Film Project.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Gail Gendler. In late 2016, Mitch and I joined PJTC, having relocated here from the New York, New Jersey area. Soon after, I started attending Israel Committee meetings. At one of those meetings, I suggested that we organize an Israeli film series, and over the next few months, with a lot of help from a small group of committed volunteers, we did. We selected films that explored various aspects of Israel. We wanted films that had been recently released, that had premiered at film festivals, and ideally, that had some award or award nominations, as these might validate the quality of the films. Last year, our films included Zero Motivation, a smart comedy about bored Israeli female cadets, Sandstorm, a Sundance Film Festival Grand Jury's Prize winner, a drama about marriage and tradition in one of Israel's Bedouin villages, and the award-winning documentary, The Flat, which follows an Israeli film as they uncover a painful secret about their German-born grandparents. After each movie, while eating great food, we had a conversation where we talked about the film, its themes, characters, and Israel. What unfolded was that our audience became a community, and there was an intimacy that allowed everyone to open up, to share personal anecdotes and thoughts about how they felt about the films and Israel. And there were many interesting and tough questions asked. I've worked in the film and TV industry for about 20 years, and I've spent many working hours watching films. What I have always loved is the way that a film can transport me. Films take me to faraway places, to experience new cultures, to see societies I know nothing about, and to discover lifestyles of which I have no firsthand knowledge. And watching films has encouraged me to ask questions about what I see on screen. I grew up in Buffalo, New York, in a home with great enthusiasm for film and TV, though more James Bond and Monty Python than anything else. And in a home where I was encouraged to engage in discourse and dialogue. I was raised believing that asking questions is a critical part of one's Jewish identity. In his writing, The Necessity of Asking Questions, Britain's former chief rabbi, Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks, writes about this as follows. He says, Judaism is the rarest of phenomena, a faith based on asking questions, sometimes deep and difficult ones, that seem to shake the very foundations of faith itself. Shall the judge of all the earth not do justice? Asked Abraham. Why, Lord, why have you brought trouble on this people? Asked Moses. And why does the way of the wicked prosper? Asked Job. On Erev Rosh Hashanah, Mitch and I returned from a 10-day trip to Israel. Seeing the country, the cities big and small, the Negev and the Dead Sea, the mountains and the Ramon crater was incredible. And those 10 days left me wondering, like a film, left me wondering how much I wanted to learn and to ask questions about what I had seen. As we start a new year of films at PJTC, I invite you to join us on October 24th at 7 for our next installation of the series. Come for a great film, wonderful food, make new friends, and continue the Jewish tradition of asking questions. Shana Tova.
And now Kenneth Rotter is going to share his experience working with our Interfaith Committee.
Shana Tova. This past summer, I was given the opportunity to join the Interfaith Study Group. The group is a joint effort between members of the Islamic Center of Southern California, All Saints Church, and PJTC. It's designed to provide opportunities to learn and fellowship with people who we may otherwise not be able to. Spending time with people of different faiths is so important to our society and to develop our ability to empathize. We need to see our Catholic and Muslim communities as collections of individuals with unique experiences and beliefs. I believe we are all in this world together, and it's up to each and every one of us to make this the best world possible. I want to share a story with all of you. The very first time I can remember hearing the word Muslim was September 11th, 2001. I grew up in Tempe, Arizona. There was no mosque in my neighborhood. I had no Muslim classmates. My view of what Muslim was and what Islam involved was formed by a post-9/11 world, and I was an adolescent Jew. Needless to say, I did not have a very positive viewpoint. Thankfully, college was right around the corner, and life provided new experiences, and I outgrew what I learned in high school. Others are not so lucky. A friend of mine was recently on a plane, and the woman next to him was texting. She wrote, OMG, I'm on a tiny plane to nowhere, sitting next to an Arab. Take care of my kids if I don't make it. One of her friends responded, OMG, do you think he can smell a Jew? This disgusting rhetoric shows that not all of us have outgrown the misinformation we learned after 9/11. We still have work to do. Two pieces of Torah stick out to me. The first, you shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Second, the stranger who resides with you shall be to you as the native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you were aliens in the land of Egypt. The Interfaith Study Group and our events provide an opportunity to get to know individuals of different faiths so that these strangers can become our neighbors and then they can become our friends. I encourage you to pay attention to the announcements of our upcoming events and take advantage of them. They can deepen our understanding of our faith and the faiths of our community members. It can help us grow together as a society and reach new heights. Thank you. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova. We're about to continue with our Kol Nidre service. As we have more of these speakers over the course of the holiday, I invite you to see not only the wonderful work that people here in this community are doing and how they're adding meaning to their lives. My goal is also that at some point you'll hear someone who had an experience and you say, I want that too, or they're engaging in ways that I want to engage, and please feel free to reach out to them after the holidays. We're going to continue with Ya'aleh on page 223, and we're going to have the Ark open by Kevin Borland and Carol Borland. When the Ark is open, please rise.
תפילתנו מערב, ויבוא אליך מבוקר, ויראה אלינו עד ערב, עד
We continue on page 226.
אל רחפיים אתה, ובל רחמים נקראת, ודרך תשובה הורית, גדולת רחמים, וחסדך תזכור היום וכל יום, לזרע ידידך. תפל עליך ורחמך, כי אתה הוא בעל הרחמים. צעק היום הזה. היום ויקרא בשם אדוני, ויעבור אדוני על פניו ויקרא אדוני, אדוני, אל רחום וחנון, ערך אפיים, ורב חסד ואמת, נוצר חסד לאלפים, נושא עוון ופשע וחטא וסלחת לעווננו לחטאתנו ונחלתנו. סלח לנו אבינו כי חטאנו, מחלנו מלכנו כי פשענו, כי אתה אדוני טוב וסלח, ורב חסד לכל קוראיך.
As the ark is closed, you may be seated.
אל מלך יושב על כיסא רחמים, מתנעך בחסידות, מוחל עוונות עמו, מעביר ראשון ראשון, מראה במחילה לחטאים וסליחה לפושעים, עושה צדקות עם כל בשר ורוח, לא חרתם תגמול. לא ראית לנו לומר 13, זכור לנו היום ברית 13, כמו שהודעת לעיניו מקדם, כמו שכתוב, וירד אדוני בענן, ויתייצב עמו שם, ויקרא בשם אדוני, ויעבור אדוני על פניו, ויקרא. אדוני, אדוני, אל רחום וחנון, ערך אפיים ורב חסד ואמת, נוצר חסד לאלפים, נושא עוון ופשע וחטא ונקה, וסלחת לעווננו ולחטאתנו ונחלתנו. סלח לנו אבינו כי חטאנו, מחל לנו מלכנו כי פשענו, כי אתה אדוני טוב וסלח ורב חסד לכל קוראיך.
And continue on page 232, page 232.
אל מלך יושב על כיסא רחמים, מתנהג בחסידות, מוחל עוונות עמו, מעביר ראשון, מרבה מחילה לחטאים וסליחה לפושעים, עושה צדקות עם כל בשר ורוח, לא חרתם תגמול. לא ראית לנו לומר 13, זכור לנו היום ברית 13, כמו שהודעת לנו מקדם, כמו שכתוב. וירד אדוני בענן ויתייצב עמו שם, ויקרא בשם אדוני, ויעבור אדוני על פניו ויקרא. אדוני, אדוני, אל רחום וחנון, ערך אפיים ורב חסד ואמת, נוצר חסד לאלפים, נושא עוון ופשע וחטא ונקה, וסלחת לעווננו ולחטאתנו ונחלתנו. סלח לנו אבינו כי חטאנו, מחל לנו מלכנו כי פשענו, כי אתה אדוני טוב וסלח ורב חסד לכל קוראיך. האזין אדוני תפילתנו. כרחם הבלבנים כן תרחם אדוני עלינו, לאדוני הישועה למך ברכתך סלע. אדוני צבאות עמנו מגזלנו יעקב סלע, אדוני צבאות אשרי ידם בוטח בך. אדוני יושיע מלך ענינו ויום קוראינו. סלח לה לעוונם הזה כגודל חסדך, וכאשר נסעת למסע ממצרים בידנה, ושם נאמר ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כדבריך.
I'd like to invite Karen Brown and Kathy Krasner to do the honor of opening the Ark. Please rise. We're on page 233, page 233.
שמע קולנו אדוני אלוהינו, חוס ורחם עלינו, וקבל ברחמים וברצון את תפילתנו. השירנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש חדש ימינו כקדם אל תשליכנו מלפניך ורוח קודשך אל תיקח ממנו אל תשליכנו לעת זקנה ככלות כוחנו אל תעזבנו אדוני אלוהינו תרחק ממנו יוסף יהיו לרצון אמרי פי וגיעו ליבנו לפניך אדוני צורנו וגואלנו כי לך אדוני אוכלנו אתה תענה אדוני אלוהינו.
As the ark is closed, you may be seated. We continue on 234, page 234.
Let's join together with this traditional nigun.
We now begin the vidui, our prayers of confession. We are insolent, you are gracious and compassionate. We are obstinate, you are patient. We are sinful, you are merciful. Our days are a passing shadow, but you are the one who truly is, for time without end. Our God and God of our ancestors, hear our prayer. Do not ignore our plea. Our God and God of our ancestors, we are neither so insolent nor so obstinate to claim in your presence that we are righteous without sin, for we, like our ancestors who came before us, have sinned. Continue with the Ashamnu on page 235. Please rise.
Dibarnu dofi, evinu, vehirashanu, zadnu, טפלנו שקר, משפטיך הטובים ולא שווה לנו ואת הצדיק על כל הבעלינו כי אמת עשית ואנחנו הרשמנו.
Please turn to page 237, page 237 for the Al Chet. Read with me responsively this first part. We have sinned against you unwillingly and willingly.
And we have sinned against you through hardening our hearts.
We have sinned against you thoughtlessly. We have sinned against you through sexual immorality.
And we have sinned against you openly and in private.
We have sinned against you knowingly and deceitfully.
And we have sinned against you by the way we talk.
We have sinned against you by defrauding others.
And we have sinned against you.
We have sinned against you through forbidden trysts.
And we have sinned against you through empty confession.
We have sinned against you by scorning parents and teachers. We have sinned against you by resorting to violence.
We have sinned against you by public desecration of your name.
We have sinned against you through foul speech.
We have sinned against you through foolish talk.
We have sinned against you through pursuing the impulse to evil.
And we have sinned against you wittingly and unwittingly.
For all these sins, forgiving God, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement. We have sinned against you through denial and deceit.
We have sinned against you by taking bribes.
We have sinned against you by clever cynicism.
We have sinned against you by speaking ill of others.
We have sinned against you by the way we do business.
We have sinned against you in our eating and drinking.
We have sinned against you by greed and by oppressive interest.
We have sinned against you through arrogance.
We have sinned against you in everyday conversation.
We have sinned against you through conspiratorial glances.
We have sinned against you through condescension.
We have sinned against you through stubbornness.
Together, for all these sins, forgiving God, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement. We have sinned against you by throwing off all restraint.
We have sinned against you by rashly judging others.
We have sinned against you by plotting against others.
And we have sinned against
We have sinned against you through superficiality.
And we have sinned against you through stubbornness.
We have sinned against you by rushing to do evil.
We have sinned against you through gossip.
We have sinned against you through empty promises.
We have sinned against you through baseless hatred.
We have sinned against you by betraying trust.
We have sinned against you by succumbing to confusion.
Together, for all these sins, forgiving God, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement. Please remain standing as the ark is opened by Michael Severall and Lou Friedman. Join us for Avinu Malkeinu on page 243.
אבינו מלכנו, חטאנו לפניך. אבינו מלכנו, אין לנו מלך אלא אתה. אבינו מלכנו, עשה עמנו למען שמך. אבינו מלכנו, חדש עלינו שנה טובה.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned in your presence. Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us kindly in accord with your name. Avinu Malkeinu, annul every harsh decree against us. Avinu Malkeinu, frustrate the plots of our enemies. Avinu Malkeinu, rid your covenanted people of disease, war, hunger, and captivity and destruction. Avinu Malkeinu, do not look toward our sins and transgressions, but blot them out. Avinu Malkeinu, send complete healing to the sick among your people. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us for good in the book of life. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of sustenance. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of forgiveness.
אבינו מלכנו, החזירנו בתשובה שלמה לפניך. אבינו מלכנו, שלח רפואה שלמה לכל ימיך. אבינו מלכנו, זוכרנו בזיכרון טוב לפניך. אבינו מלכנו, כותבנו בספר חיים טובים. אבינו מלכנו, כותבנו בספר גאולה וישועה. אבינו מלכנו, כותבנו בספר פרנסה וכלכלה. אבינו מלכנו, כותבנו בספר הזכויות. אבינו מלכנו, כותבנו בספר סליחה ומחילה.
Avinu Malkeinu, cause our salvation to flourish soon. Avinu Malkeinu, raise up your anointed with strength. Avinu Malkeinu, accept our prayer willingly and lovingly. Avinu Malkeinu, remember that we are but dust. Avinu Malkeinu, do this for the sake of those who were martyred for your holy name. Avinu Malkeinu, do this for the sake of those who went through fire and water to sanctify your holy name.
Avinu Malkeinu, do this for your sake, not for us.
Avinu Malkeinu, have mercy on us. Answer us, for our deeds are insufficient. Deal with us charitably and lovingly, and redeem us.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Aleinu, Tieinu Anu Masih, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, ve'oshienu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Aleinu, Tieinu Anu Masih, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, ve'oshienu, Avinu Malkeinu.
As the ark is closed, you may be seated. We continue with Kaddish Shalem on page 245, page 245.
יתקדל ויתקדל שמר רבה,
Amen.
ועלמד ירך רותם ימליך מלכותה, וחי יכונו וימכונו וחי תכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בזמן קריבים ברוך.
Amen.
יהא שמר רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתבר ויתרום ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קודשה. לעילא ולעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירה מלמה וימברוך.
Amen.
יתקבל צלותן ואותן לכל ישראל קודם אבוהן דבשמיא וימברוך.
Amen.
יש לומר משמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימברוך.
Amen.
עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו
For last congregant speaker of the evening, not counting Jeff Dabosky, I'd like to call up Maya Golden-Krasner. She's going to share with us a few words about her work doing the important work of Bal Tashchit, the stewardship of our earth.
Sorry, I was way in the back. So my name's Maya Golden-Krasner, and for those of you who don't know me, my husband Noah and our two daughters, Sarai and Eden, and I have been members at PJTC for about 11 years. Noah served on the board. We worked on getting the solar panels on the synagogue and previously on the Social Justice Committee. And I want to thank the Social Justice Committee for asking me to speak today about the very uplifting topic of climate change and justice, which are perfect for Yom Kippur. I'm a senior attorney and deputy director of the Climate Law Institute at the Center for Biological Diversity, which is a national environmental nonprofit. My goal is to end our reliance on fossil fuels as fast as possible because burning fossil fuels drives climate change and pollution. This means that every single day, I face the fact that we are already seeing the effects of climate change that are predicted to get worse. Heat waves, droughts, hurricanes, flooding, sea level rise, declining food and water security, ocean acidification, massive species extinction, the spread north of mosquito-borne diseases, including to here, heat-related and air pollution-related premature deaths. Heat worsens smog, and after decades of improvement, by the way, LA smog is now getting worse again. And the science is clear. To keep us below 2 degrees of warming, we have to rapidly slash fossil fuel consumption by 2030 and keep 80% of the remaining fossil fuels in the ground. But thinking about climate impacts on a global level can seem distant and overwhelming. So let's talk about the impacts of fossil fuels in California. Probably most of you think California is this environmental champion. In some ways it is, but here's what I see. California produces a lot of oil, and it's dirty. Many of California's oil fields produce crudes that are as damaging for the climate as Canadian tar sands. California is not on track to meet its climate goals without dramatically picking up the pace. Nevertheless, California gave out 2,000 drilling permits last year and has handed out almost 2,500 permits just this year. Hundreds of toxic chemicals are used in oil and gas production. Studies show that living near oil wells increases the risk of cancer, asthma, premature births, and low birth weight babies. This is particularly alarming because many of California's oil fields operate in densely populated areas, like in Los Angeles, where wells are mere feet from homes. And drilling occurs disproportionately in low-income communities of color, areas that are heavily burdened by bad air quality and environmental pollution, such as from freeways, the ports, and refineries, all of which are fueled by oil. Meanwhile, despite their knowledge that fossil fuels drive the climate emergency, fossil fuel companies have been suppressing climate science and delaying a transition to renewables for decades. Yom Kippur is an accounting of our sins and our souls, of reflecting on how we can return to the best of ourselves, to ethical living, and to deeper understanding of our place in the world. But how do we figure out our place in the world when we face an existential crisis, when our world is very much at risk? How do we come to terms with making choices every day that harm others when better choices are available to us? Does this mean that we all need to make personal changes like driving less, eating less meat, and cutting our use of plastics? Yeah, it does. We are going to have to do that. But that's just the surface. We know from Yom Kippur that it's not just individual actions, but collective action that changes the world and leads to redemption. We are all here today in the synagogue instead of at home meditating because Judaism believes in the power of the community, and it will take a community to help protect our children, our neighbors, and billions of people across the globe. Therefore, the real question is, how do we as a community work to dismantle a system that unnecessarily supports, incentivizes, and subsidizes fossil fuels at the expenses of people and the planet? So a few brief thoughts on that. First, support climate movements that are led by communities that live on the front lines of drill sites and refineries. And if you want to know about any of these groups, come talk to me later. Call on our corporations, banks, and governments to divest from fossil fuels and instead invest in charging infrastructure and job training and union jobs in clean, renewable industries, especially in low-income communities of color. Support groups that help the inevitable millions of climate refugees that will desperately need our help because of the choices we've made for decades. And demand and support candidates who will work to save our planet and help those who need our help most. I don't want to leave an unstable planet for my children and my grandchildren, and I don't want my children to live in a world that thinks it's okay to sacrifice people and the planet to feed our oil addiction. We are all in this together, and I hope you consider this as you reflect on your coming year. Shana Tova.
I'm now going to call up Lawrence and Ariel Harris, who are just sitting right there. Oh, no, they're sitting over here. Okay. Who are going to open the ark for us for Aleinu as we begin to end our service. Page 246, page 246.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית של משפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עוונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארמות. על כן נקבל לך אדוני אלוהינו יראות ברע ותפארת עוזך. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני
The ark is closed. You may be seated. Even as we gather together for joyous, if hungry, holidays like this one, we are reminded of those who couldn't be with us because, well, they're no longer with us. They have left the world before us. And so, in just a moment, we're going to say the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish. I invite you to consider the people who have touched your life, and now that is your legacy, that you no longer have them. And hold those names in your heart and pray as their souls rise through heaven. I'll ask if you are currently in mourning or observing a yard site, please rise for the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 247. Page 247. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Ba'alma divra kirute v'amlich malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mivorach Leolam Olamei Almaya. Yitbarach Vayishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitale V'yithalal Shmei Dekudsha Brihu Le'ela Le'ela Mikol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechabata Damiran Be'alma V'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. You may be seated. I'd now like to introduce our President of the Board, Jeff Dubosky, for a few words on this holiday.
Shana Tova. Cantor Ruth and Rabbi Carrier, we appreciate the hours of preparation and are inspired by your words, your music, and your collective leadership. We are also so grateful for our phenomenal davening team, our tireless and skilled Gabbai Sandra, and our Gabbai Shani Jeff. Thank you also to all of the ushers who are deftly captained by Phil Callahan. They're the ones wearing the Ask Me Anything badges. We call that Jewish Google. And of course, none of this happens without our wonderful executive director, office, and facility staff, to our past presidents, whose tireless work and insight built the foundation we all enjoy today, to everyone so essential to the High Holy Days and PJTC, thank you. Services start tomorrow at 9 a.m. And from there, it is all Judaism all the time. Meditation at 2 o'clock, a study session at 4 o'clock, afternoon services wrapping up with our very spiritual Nila service starting at 6. I've told the clergy that's one service that we definitely need to end on time because it's what stands between you all and food. If it runs past sundown, we're having pizzas delivered directly into the sanctuary. I've been PJTC's president for 261,360 minutes, but who's counting? I'm often asked whether I enjoy the role. That's an interesting question. I enjoy college football and a good glass of bourbon. I wouldn't put the role of PJTC president in either of those categories. It is meaningful, though, and it is humbling, often in the same moment. It's humbling because it took no time at all for this job to infuse me with a crystal clear sense of what I didn't know about our history, our religion, all of you, and sometimes even common sense. People share their ideas with me, or shall we say feedback, and I appreciatively wonder why I didn't think of it first. And then there are those moments when I realize that something I did or said, or something I didn't say or didn't do, meaningfully impacted someone. In those moments, when I can see the hurt in your eyes and hear my failure in your voice, I am instantly reminded that this job is so much more than emails and board meeting agendas. For the times when you graciously took the time and care to send me feedback, and I took days to respond, or worse still, didn't respond at all, I ask for your forgiveness. For the plans that lingered without action because of my distractions, I ask for your forgiveness. For the times when I was surrounded by people and I made you feel less important than you are, I ask for your forgiveness. For the moments when my emotions or pride defeated the angels of my better nature, I ask for your forgiveness. For saying no when I should have said yes, and for saying yes when I should have said no, I ask for your forgiveness. For looking to you even after you have given so much of yourself, I ask for your forgiveness. For all those times, and the undoubtedly so many others in which my eyes and mind were regrettably not even open enough for me to realize that I failed you, I ask for your forgiveness. As we begin our new year with forgiveness, I have several asks of you. First, if I erred or caused you pain, please tell me. I want the opportunity to personally convey my regret and learn from your insight. Second, I am asking you for grace and the presumption of good intentions. Even if it has not already happened, there will undoubtedly be times in the coming year when I individually, when us as a board of directors, our staff, or our clergy do or do not do something with which you disagree. And sometimes people simply make a mistake or fail to see all sides of a complex issue. To be sure, I absolutely insist that you freely give me feedback, both regarding areas of policy disagreement and times when I personally did not rise to your expectation. I need you to share those moments with me. But too often, in every aspect of life, people assume those who think or do differently are morally flawed, intellectually deficient, or selfishly motivated. My most heart-wrenching moments are not when people disagree with me or point out an error I or others made, but instead when I hear the reasons why they think it occurred. The assumption that it was because we value one person or group more than another. The sense that whomever made the decision was motivated by self-interest, or the judgment that someone who made a mistake generally just lacks competence. Every member of the board and everyone who serves on a committee is a volunteer. We don't always agree. Far from it, my most direct, again shall I say, feedback comes from other board and committee members. And our staff and clergy have difficult and complex jobs because their work deeply impacts people's spiritual experience, their connection to God, their soul. But I can say without hesitation that every single person with whom I have had the pleasure to work with here has been motivated only by what they believe is best for PJTC. This is not a plea for lower standards of performance. We expect excellence, and when we fall short, absolutely must learn from the experience. My ask is that you grant us all the ability to in good faith disagree or humanely err. And when that happens, you constructively share your feedback so that together we can make PJTC the best version of itself. You inspire me every day, and I am so very grateful that you are part of our community. Gamar Hatima Tova.
Yeshua, thank you, Jeff. All right. I know what time it is. And I know dinner is starting to wear off. So I'm just going to tell one quick story in 18 parts. Only kidding. Really, it's just a really short story that starts with kind of a public service announcement. Just so if you're wondering what Yom Kippur is all about, traditionally speaking in the law codes, there are 5 things that we don't do for Yom Kippur. So, no eating or drinking. As that great Jewish actor who played the most interesting man in the world said, "Stay thirsty, my friends." No leather-soled shoes. This was written back in the days when cobblestones were very popular. No leather-soled shoes. No excessive bathing. No anointing with fragrant oils or excessive perfumes. And finally, no intimate relations of a physical nature. But if you follow the no bathing and no perfume thing, that should be okay. I think that joke was at Sinai, but it was told to me by Dr. Ron Wolfson. Now, just real quick, just so you understand why this is important, why we do this. And some people say when we dispense with these human needs, with these bodily needs, it's to enter this space of prayer like an angel who doesn't need these worldly comforts. There are others who say that dispensing with these bodily needs is like a rehearsal for death. This is the ultimate act of humbling as we approach the throne of the Holy One, as we consider what we most want to change about ourselves. We rehearse our annihilation. Some of us even wear a kittel, this fancy white garment. You wear 3 times. You wear it for leading Seder Pesach. People will wear it for Yom Kippur, and then one last time. The kittel is to be, or at least modeled after, a death shroud. The most annoying feature of which is no pockets. As the title of that great play says, you can't take it with you. And as I said, this rehearsal for death it's our ultimate form of abasement, an ideal of humility. But when the Torah instructs us to afflict ourselves on this holiest day, it's not affliction for its own sake. It's not a suffering contest. We'd win, but it's not a suffering contest. It is instead a way of humbling ourselves for a higher purpose, abasement as a means to an end. And that end is to achieve, on the other side of this journey, a more perfect self, and ultimately, a more perfect world. Now, speaking of pockets, real quick, there's a short story about a guy named Rebbe Bunim. And Rebbe Bunim lived about 150 years ago in Poland, and he encouraged his students, when you're getting your suits made, and they should look just like mine, because that's how Hasidism works, when you're getting your suits made, you should have 2 pockets in your suits, and each pocket should have a note in it. And one of those notes says, "The world was created for me." And in the other pocket, the note says, "I am but dust and ashes." Chutzpah and humility. And you should keep those with you at all times and take out the one that you need in the moment. If you're getting a little bit up on yourself, take out the dust and ashes. If you need a pick-me-up, the world was created for me. And you probably heard that story before, but I just wanted you to know where these notes come from. The first note, "The world was created for me," we learned this together on Erev Rosh Hashanah, the Mishnah about the value of human diversity. When a king mints coins, the coins all come out looking the same. But when the King of Kings mints coins, each of us is different and precious, so that each of us can say, "The world was created for me." But the other one, the other note, "I am but dust and ashes," this comes from the Torah. And while it's a text on humility, it's the proof text for the most chutzpahdik thing I've ever seen anybody do. Right? "I am but dust and ashes" is said by our father Abraham. Right when God says to him, "I'm going to destroy the city that your nephew lives in because they stink." And he says, "Avinu Malkeinu, I am but dust and ashes. But if there's 50 good people in the city, can we talk?" This is the first guy recorded to argue with God. And probably the last guy where that went well. He humbled himself, "I am but dust and ashes," as a means to an end for the most chutzpahdik thing a human being ever did before and maybe since. He argued with God. Now, finally, I'm not suggesting that at this point in our fast, that the point of our fast is to get good and hungry and maybe even hangry and spoiling for a fight with the Holy One. Instead, I'm inviting you to see this humbling experience as a process of stripping away the non-essential so that you're ready in the next 22 hours for the most important work of your life. The ongoing perfection of the self and, in partnership with God, the ongoing perfection of the world. Gamar Chatima Tova, and thank you for praying with us tonight. We're going to conclude our service with Adon Olam on page 249. You might recognize this special tune. Please rise.
Thank you. תהי אדוני לי ולא
גמר חטיבה טובה. We'll see you tomorrow morning.